I was sipping coffee in my farmhouse when another bogus fine from Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, hit my mailbox, $5,000 for unapproved mailbox color. The 10th daily fine that month, targeting my private, county land outside her HOA's grip. Her fines were a blizzard, burying my patience. Karen, who tried to evict me, called 911 on my rain tanks and burned my boat, had no idea my cameras caught her slipping fines into mailboxes. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA lot. Her fines weren't just harassment. They were felony extortion, and I was about to pay her $50,000 in pennies delivered by dump trucks. I stood by my mailbox, phone filming as neighbors pinged by my security app, gathered, fed up. This wasn't just a fine. It was Karen's most relentless assault, blind to my authority and plan. My heart raced, but a wicked grin spread. She thought she could drown me in fines? I was about to bury her in coins, with my deeds as the shovel. What unfolded wasn't just dodging fines. It was a masterclass in creative justice, community swagger, and legal checkmate that left Karen buried, her HOA crushed, and Crescent Meadows laughing. My ranch wasn't just home. It was her grave, and my pennies were the verdict. Karen's fines were her stupidest scheme, and my trucks were about to roll. Crescent Meadows was a fierce suburb, its snow-dusted streets, thriving markets, and my Meadow Mart Cafe, a bold stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once plagued by daily fines for non-compliant mailboxes and unapproved decor, it now flourished, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and my farmhouse on unincorporated county land as its core. My property, including my mailbox, was HOA exempt, wired with my Crescent Code security system, cameras and sensors I designed for the suburb. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, developer who built Crescent Meadows, designer of its security system, and owner of the lake, dock, and HOA lot, with a fictional ageless grit. I'd crushed Karen 56 times, buying Meadow Mart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her airline, stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Max from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on my wife, Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at my gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, jailing her for hitting Max, rebuilding the Thompsons' house, turning her trails into my hunting ground, catching her spying on my yard, suspending her board for burning my boat, nailing her for her 911 call on my rain tanks, and foiling her eviction over my cabin. My property deeds and legal savvy were my latest weapons. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a desperate bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop for her fading control. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd issued daily fines. Unaware they were felony extortion, my land was private, and my cameras rolled. Her scheme, backed by a dwindling HOA board, relied on forged compliance rules, blind to my evidence and plan. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, my sister, Mia, a nurse, my brother, Jake, a Marine, my cousin, Vince, leader of the Iron Riders bikers, my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored my lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, and the Thompsons, especially Dr. James Thompson. Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy, led the response, and my FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would amplify the fight. The setting was a frigid February morning in 2028 and my farmhouse mailbox on a county road, where Karen's latest find lay and my cameras recorded. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in outrage. Karen's finds were a crime, and her ignorance of my plan was her fatal error. This wasn't just about fines. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' freedom. For me, it was a chance to protect my rights, expose her extortion, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and shine with our swagger. Karen's fines were a relentless crime. Mailbox violation. Her latest note screamed, demanding $5,000, one of 10 that month, totaling $50,000. I filmed, shouting, "This is my private land, Karen. Your fines are fake." My cameras caught her stuffing mailboxes at dawn. I radioed Harris, who chuckled, "Felony extortion? She's buried." Ellen, with Emma and Liam, texted my deeds, saying Karen's penniless. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, "Extorting a judge? Prison." I called Agent Chun, who snapped, "This is FBI-level extortion." Neighbors swarmed, filming the fine. My forum post exploded. "Karen finds me daily. I'm paying in pennies." Hashtags Karen find me and hashtag pennies for Sarah trended, hitting 150 million views. Jake, my barista, live streamed from Meadowmart, showing my footage and fine collection. "Crescent Meadows rolls with Sarah," he said, hitting 155 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining Sarah's land is private. Karen's a crook. Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, pay fines. Try to defend her, but neighbors drown them out, chanting Sarah's pennies. Mia shared my judicial rulings, proving my clout. I share my camera clip. Karen's fines are fraud. I'm paying in coins. The video hit 1.8 billion views. James Thompson arrived, saying, "She targeted us too. We're testifying." His federal weight rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit arrived, inspecting the fines. "Forged signatures," Chun said, holding a note. I rented 3 dump trucks, filling them with $50,000 in pennies, 5 million coins from a coin sorting company. Live streaming. Karen find me. I'm paying her in pennies. The stream hit 9 billion views, with news vans circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a genius." "Karen's crushed." Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's fines are felony extortion. The crowd chanted pennies. Pennies, as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen at her condo, clutching a fake fine log. Harris cuffed her as I drove the trucks to the HOA lot I owned. Karen rambled, "It's HOA rules," but Chun held up my footage and deeds. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a pennies-free day at Meadowmart, with music and coin-counting demos. Karen's lie about violations collapsed. My land owed nothing. The stage was set, not just to avoid her fines, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around my coins. Her fines were her end, but my pennies were my victory. My ranch was a fortress of justice. Karen stood cuffed at her condo, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake log. The livestream hit 10 billion views, with hashtag Karen find me and hashtag pennies for Sarah trending globally. Neighbors packed my street, waving signs, "Sarah's pennies. No HOA fines." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a judge's coins versus HOA greed. The air roared, and I was ready to dump Karen. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. "Sarah's land is private, HOA exempt county land. Karen's fines are felony extortion. He showed my footage and deeds, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers saying, "Sarah's our judge." Karen extorted her. The forum surged. "Karen's a grifter. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA Karen fines judge daily. Gets paid in pennies by the truckload." Hashtag Karen find me. Karen yelled, "They owe fines." But Chin held up my footage, stating, "You committed felony extortion and harassment." Her face crumpled. She hadn't expected pennies. National consumer groups joined X, posting, "Karen's attack on Sarah's rights is a disgrace." Support Crescent Meadows. The Change.org petition, "Justice for Sarah's Pennies," hit 155 million signatures, with comments like "Sarah's a legend" and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Sarah's land and grit are our pride. Karen's fines threaten us all." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $2.7 million and ban all operations. The crowd roared, chanting "Pennies free." The HOA board, gutted by scandals, leaked texts disavowing Karen. "She's rogue." Neighbors guarded my ranch, as Vince's biker crew escorted the trucks. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. "Karen fined me every day, but I'm a federal judge, sheriff, and I own their lot. I paid in pennies." I led the trucks to the HOA office, dumping 5 million coins on their lot, live streaming. "Karen wanted fines? Here's her payment." The crowd cheered as pennies flooded the lot, volunteers tossing coins like confetti. I shared online, "Karen's fines are buried. Join us for Pennies Free Day." The live stream hit 11 billion views, with hashtag Pennies Free Day trending. Comments flooded. "Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's drowned." Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, "The HOA's above you." But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. "You're charged with extortion, harassment, and conspiracy," she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk through Pennies to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 20 billion views, with comments like "Bye, Karen." Pennies win. News ran headlines. 20-year-old Judge Sheriff buries HOA Karen and pennies for bogus fines. Lily organized kids to paint pennies-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying Sarah protects our flow. Harris secured the lot, and neighbors laughed. Chun verified my deeds, and Linda promised county funding for a crescent coin sign, marking my ranch's status. The stage was set for a victory that would void the fines, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but my penny's impact would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, my pennies gleaming on her lot. The livestream hit 21 billion views, with hashtag Karen Find Me and hashtag Pennies for Sarah trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving pennies free signs as news crews filmed. I held a megaphone, my roles as judge, sheriff, and landowner now a verdict, my evidence our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Larson, a federal veteran, called order. "Ms. Miller, you're charged with extortion, harassment, and conspiracy," he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen stuffing fines. "The plaintiff is a retired federal judge, sheriff, and owner of the HOA lot," she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. "Karen's done. Sarah's our queen." Chin testified, voice sharp. Karen's fines violated federal law and targeted private land. She showed the fake log, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $2.7 million HOA fine and dissolution vote. The crowd chanted pennies. Pennies, as kids waved painted coins, symbols of our win. Tom showed my deeds, proving my ownership. "Sarah's pennies crushed her," he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a crescent coin, sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my ranch's status. "This land's mine, and Karen's guilty," I said, sharing it online, a penny under a state seal. The forum erupted. "Perfect. Sarah's legacy." Larson reviewed the evidence, footage, deeds, log, calling it overwhelming. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed it's HOA policy. But Rachel played her fines, exposing her lies. Larson ruled guilty on all counts. 8 years for Miller for $1 million in damages to Sarah and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage, deeds, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. 20-year-old Judge Sheriff Barry's HOA Karen and Pennies for bogus fines. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Penny's free day plans took shape. I gave a mic to Vince, who grinned. Sarah's coins are our pride, he said. Neighbors hugged him, guarding our ranch in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph. Proof our rights could outshine greed. As my pennies shone, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like Judge Sheriff Barry's HOA Karen and Pennies for bogus fines and Sarah's Pennies triumph. The live stream hit 24 billion views, with hashtag #KarenFindMe trending for weeks. Fan art of my penny sign as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and consumer groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about our freedom. Penny's Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined. Neighbors, kids, Harris's team, counting coins, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent coin sign. Meadowmark catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying the pennies to my lake's bluefins. The event raised $12 million for property rights, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Sarah's pennies shine. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $2.7 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning extortion. Karen got 8 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't fine like Karen became a local joke painted on mailboxes. My ranch and HOA lot became tourist draws, with visitors snapping penny selfies. Meadow Mart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting coin nights with music and property talks. Tourists flocked to Sarah's lot, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini pennies, sheriff patches, saying my fight inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, deeds, verdicts was studied for property laws influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the ranch. The forum planned a coin fest with coin demos, music, and SWAT drills, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's fines into our triumph. One post read, I hired teens to guard my lot, giving them pride. At the fest, under a Coin Forever banner, Linda toasted, to Sarah, Alex, Vince, and Crescent Meadows, where pennies defeat tyrants. Fireworks burst, kids danced, and my ranch glowed. Karen's fines had been a spark, but we built a legacy. Meadow Mart, my ranch, and my pennies were our stronghold. Proof no bully could bankrupt our spirit. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand bold, rich, and unstoppable.